So first thing I got for everybody is just the other day on stream, we talked about the passing of a legend, the Xbox 360. The servers finally got shut down. Today we have the passing of another legend. You said, man, fuck Microsoft Edge. Hey, it worked for me. To each his own. Today we lost another legend in the gaming space, known as the original GI. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. GI is shutting down. Not Gaming Illuminati, but Game Informer. So I gotta show my respects. I gotta show my love to him. If you're young in the chat, you're not familiar. Back when I was a kid, before, everybody had internet, we used to go to the store. We used to read newspapers. We used to read magazines. And when it comes to gaming, in my opinion, top two most iconic gaming magazines would be Nintendo Power and Game Informer. After that, the third, fourth, you can throw some other ones in there, like Electronic Monthly Gaming. There's some other ones. But like the two ones that I was heavy on was Nintendo Power and Game Informer. And I'm gonna be honest, if you're not familiar with me, I grew up a Nintendo kid. This might be controversial, but I'd argue Game Informer was probably my favorite magazine. I read Game Informer more than Nintendo Power. So yeah, it feels like a little bit of my childhood is dying. This was like the one good thing GameStop had going for it. And I remember I got into Game Informer by accident. I was a kid. I got finessed into the GameStop premium program. And what came with it was 12 months free of Game Informer. You started getting the magazine on your doorstep every day. And I think what makes this sad, them shutting down and everybody getting laid off, which more people are getting laid off. We hate to see it, by the way. I hope everybody gets back on their feet. What makes it really sad is it kind of feels like it's also the death of like an era where like proper journalism was a thing, right? Nowadays, we live in this day and age where everybody's got like the sensational headline. I just watched a TikTok about, and like I've been talking about it on my stream, about how like it's just cool to hate games now. People don't even properly report information. And an example being is the new Star Wars Outlaw game that came out. A lot of people have been saying, a lot of creators have been saying they like the game, and like every creator in their comment section, people are just telling them they're shills now, they're corporate shills, you're lying. Things have just gotten really negative because that's become like the zeitgeist. Basically, it's become what's the thing, rage impression farming. So it kind of feels like with the passing of this magazine, it kind of feels like it's the death of that era where like people used to properly report on it. Some very iconic, like the first magazine I can think of that comes off the top of my head that was iconic was the Game Informer. I think it was for Arkham City. Let me see, where it was like Batman and Catwoman on the cover. I think the white one, Batman Arkham City, iconic cover. Yeah, like this is what I think of, like right here. This cover is like iconic right here. Freaking, I think it was where I think it was Game Informer where I first read about Jak 2. I think that was the magazine. What up, Florida Man? Oh shit, I got the Florida Man in my chat. I had this. Yeah, this was like they had a lot of iconic covers, really good stories where they would just like, I think what made Game Informer great is, and I've still been reading them because like I've been using them even as early as like last week or a month ago. I've been using their articles. I think what made them great is they just report on games. They don't be on no extra shit. Compared to like your Kotakus of the world and like your Polygons and stuff like that. Did they have demos in their magazines sometimes? Not that I remember. It was just really good stories, and they had good reviews and like previews. Because you have to remember before everybody could afford the internet. There's gonna be one person in the chat. Well, actually, I can't afford the internet, nigga. How are you watching? Anyways. Before everybody was like heavily on the internet, we still read magazines for like previews. So like when a Game Informer dropped, it was a big deal because they usually had all the big games coming out like in the next 6 months in that issue that they were talking about. Yeah, like legit journalism and shit like that. So yeah, it was randomly announced today, which I mean, sucks to say, but it's not a surprise. Everything's going digital. They officially got shut down. They were owned by GameStop. Everybody got laid off. And it sucks too, because I saw some tweets. Like the head editor said that a lot of people who were employed by Game Informer didn't even find out until they pulled a G4. A lot of people didn't find out until a tweet went out. Like they didn't even call the employees. Like half of the people were still working. And I also read apparently they were halfway through with creating the latest issue that they were going to publish in the next month. Now they just had to stop. They were like 70% done, I read. The cover art used to be A1. Yeah, a lot of people, I tweeted about it too. A lot of people, and I was like, damn, I kind of wish I would have kept my magazines, because I guarantee you them bitches gonna be worth money now. Give it some time. I was unaware. A lot of y'all really love them too, because I put a tweet out basically talking about the same thing that I was saying, and a lot of people was like posting pictures of their magazine. Like, look, this motherfucker, shout out to Deer Park, got his whole collection there. Because I know them Nintendo Power magazines are worth a lot of money. They are worth a lot of money. So I'm willing to bet Game Informer is probably going to be worth some money at some point. For like the hardcore gaming collectors, people are going to put those bitches on their wall. That's beautiful. I think there were some other people. Look, somebody else posted the cover right there too. He said, I'm about to get rich. I said, yeah, keep your collection. I think somebody else said that they had them in their garage too in here. I gave away all my magazines. Yeah, I was like, damn, I wish I had my goddamn magazines now. So yeah, I hope that people land on their feet. Sucks to see this shit, but it's kind of the natural evolution of things. Everything was going digital and they were probably struggling to keep up. Also, GameStop owns them. It's a subsidiary of GameStop. They probably couldn't afford to keep them alive because GameStop, I feel like we talk about GameStop shutting down every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, really. At this point, I just feel like it's just like a rabid dog. We're just waiting for it to go out back and get shot like Old Yeller. And I feel like this is another sign because they were under GameStop. How's GameStop still surviving? I don't know. I don't fucking know. They released a statement. Oh shit, let me just read it here. After 33, this magazine's been alive as long as I've been alive. I am 33. I'll be 34 next week on the 8th. So make sure to drop 100 million gazillion subs in my chat on the 8th. After 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews, and insights from the ever-evolving world of gaming, it is with a very heart that we announce the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you, our loyal readers. While our presses may stop, the passion for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being a part of the epic quest, and may your own gaming adventure never end. Shit is crazy. Shout out to Y Delirious with the sub. So I just wanted to take a moment to pay some homage to people. I'll never forget. Look, people posting covers and shit. I'll never forget these. I remember this. I remember seeing these on the goddamn stands. Iconic covers, bruh. The first magazine going for a band on eBay already. You're lying. You got the link for that shit? Link it. Proving my point. You said, nah, word. Let's see. Game Informer magazine, issue 1, eBay. This motherfucker's selling for $20, the Halo edition. This one's 50. Oh, you got the link right there? Good look. That's iconic. It has Sonic on it. That makes sense why it cost so much. You got Sonic on there too. God damn. And then you look, he's got older ones too, 600, 300. Yeah, if you got them, you better keep them. You better keep them. That's crazy. It's a piece of history. Like for like the younger people, you might not understand what I'm saying. Like this Game Informer was gaming. Like that's how we kept up with everything. They had cheat codes in that bitch too to help you with the games. They had the best stories. I used to just collect it. I still have those copies. So RIP. I just wanted to take a moment to pay some respects. Can we check the price on the Arkham City issue? Let's see. I don't know if it'll be up there. Game Informer magazine Arkham. This one's going for 12. That's Arkham Origins. Where's the OG joint? This one's only selling for 99 cents. This one's selling for 6. When I say it'll probably be worth money, I'm talking about like 10, 20 years from now. Not right now. Like, because an example is that Sonic one. That one's from 33 years ago. You see what I'm saying? But inflation hasn't hit it yet. Yeah, you got to give it time for the market to shift. This news just broke this morning. Do you think the demo disc will increase the value? Were there demo discs? I don't remember. It must have been like the super early joints. But yeah, I just wanted to pay respect because I said, God damn, another piece. Some had demo discs. I don't even remember that part. Iconic shit, dude. That hurts. It's like a piece of your childhood dies again. Hopefully the people who were laid off, you know, find new places to work. Not too often, but now every now and then. Avowed officially delayed till February 18th, Xbox says. Let me see. RP up 25 minutes ago. Sheesh. Avowed delayed till February to give players backlog some breathing room. What's the reason? So many games coming. As such, we're moving Avowed to February 18, 2025 to give players backlog some breathing room. Stay tuned for more from our games across. Ain't got nothing to do, bro. Just say the game ain't ready. Oh, geez, how considerate of Xbox. give our backlog some breathing room. Just say it ain't ready, dog. Whatever, dude. There was literally an article I read like 2 weeks on stream where they were talking about the animations weren't where they wanted them to be, and I said, it's kind of a red flag because this shit is supposed to be coming out this fall, and now they delayed it. Sounds like the game as a whole isn't where they wanted to be, because February is a pretty healthy delay. That's a pretty healthy delay. I haven't heard that one before. That was a good laugh. That was definitely a good laugh. But RIP to Game Informer. Insider Gaming saying it was because they didn't want it to underperform during the release window last night. If they do that, and that's actually true, that makes sense. Because I always say and this has nothing to do with like video games, right? A lot of times when it comes to business or anything that you want to sell to people, it's a lot of times it's about timing too, you know. So Kendrick is supposed to drop his album sometime, either the end of the summer, like early fall. We don't know. He just said soon. Whoever drops their album if you had your album release date and you know Kendrick is about to drop the same week, move your shit over 2 weeks, because you're gonna fuck yourself over because everybody's gonna be listening to that. And truthfully, if Drake dropped the same thing, you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like games. They probably felt like they couldn't, because fall is always competitive. Assassin's Creed Japan comes out this fall. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. A bunch of games. I can't think of off the top of my damn head. They probably felt like February usually isn't too competitive. There's usually maybe one game that comes out. Like Tekken 8 came out this February. That was the only thing that dropped. So it's not as competitive. Warhammer comes out in September. And Avowed, the thing too you have to keep in mind is Avowed is a new IP. New IPs are harder to sell. They require more marketing. So if that's true, that's a smart move then. I'm not mad at that. Timing is huge. That's why a lot of companies, even the expansion Final 14, moved because of the Elden Ring DLC. Oh yeah, Elden Ring DLC is a perfect example. When Shadow the Erdtree dropped, what we say on this stream, whatever y'all dropping, we don't care. We're playing Elden Ring. There's just some things you have to respect and get out the way. Kind of like Horizon. Oh yeah, Horizon's a great example. Horizon got killed not once, but twice. What killed Horizon Zero Dawn? Was it Elden Ring? And then Forbidden West was killed by something else. It was Breath of the Wild. Forbidden West was killed by Elden Ring. Yeah. So it got killed by Zelda, and then it got killed by, which by the way, they're good games. Just, we don't care. Zelda's coming out. Zelda's a great game. When Nintendo announces a new Mario or a Zelda, if you coming out the same day, unless your name is Grand Theft Auto or something like that, get the fuck out the way. We don't care. That's real. So just a gem. If you ever want to do something, always be mindful of your competition. You should never be scared of your competition, but also respect your competition. It's the people that don't respect the competition that get fucked over. That lineage makes a difference. It does. It does. Sometimes it's not even lineage, because every once in a while, a new IP will come out that just blows shit out of the water every once in a while. In other news, though, we have an update on, this is the third update in a row. For those unaware, Bungie has had some major layoffs. It happened 2 days ago. They laid off 220 employees. And keep in mind, they laid off like a bunch last year too. And then the employees that were left, they splintered the team and created a new studio under Sony. And then people were upset because the CEO was out here buying like 20 different cars. Some more news came out yesterday. What happened yesterday? Oh, they were saying that some rumors came out that They were also working on Destiny 3 and it got canceled because of this whole shift in the company. They came out and debunked that, said that was never true, but they were working on a game called Payback or something like that. That did get canceled. So Destiny 3 might still be on the way at some point, and they're obviously working on Marathon. We have another update that states Bungie misled Sony about its financial position ahead of acquisition. And what did I say 2 days ago when this news first broke? The way that they were reporting it, it seemed like they weren't going to say it because it's unprofessional, but Sony is upset because they purchased Bungie for $4 billion and they're not getting their kickback. A damning new report claims that Bungie misled Sony about its financial position ahead of its acquisition by PlayStation. Oh, so they were pissed before the acquisition. The studio's management has come under scrutiny following a second round of mass layoffs within a year that didn't even spare longtime senior executives. I saw that some top dogs got released. It's not just like some random artists. Now, many former employees are laying the blame solely on Penis Pete Parsons. Sony spent $4 billion acquiring Bungie. Was it worth it? The aforementioned report comes from the veteran journalist Stefan Toledo, who spoke to former Bungie employees to get the bottom of things. At least one of them addressed that many of the analysts in the gaming community have been left puzzled by Sony spending $3.6 billion to acquire the studio. D3 was never in development yet. I just said that. Are you on mobile? All mobile niggas, be quiet. Like y'all are 20 minutes behind. The employee reckons that Sony overpaid for Bungie after the studio misled the PlayStation maker by selling things that were they were not able to deliver. While Destiny 2: The Final Shape has been widely praised, Toledo has been told that the latest cuts were being planned long before the expansion was released. You said I just got here, chill. Oh, okay. All right. You should have heard when I said that, dude. What's even more interesting is that it seems Bungie was a bit desperate to strike a deal with Sony. One of Toledo's sources says that if Bungie hadn't been acquired, it may have gone. That's spicy. Sources told him if Bungie hadn't been acquired, it may have gone bankrupt. The alternate history. So basically, Sony low-key saved Bungie. And Sony found, so basically, all right, two things to take from this. Penis Parsons is even worse than what we thought. And this is why I said we need to learn these names. This motherfucker buying 20, 30 cars, a yacht. He went to Sony for a deal and he lied about the books. So that's the first takeaway. He lied about the books. The second takeaway is, and I'm going to be honest, because you're a corporation, I don't feel bad. So low key, I don't want to say it's a W because employees got fucked over. But Sony's butt hurt because they got finessed. And they got finessed because they didn't look at the books. You lied. You lied. It's crazy too because we did this yesterday. We said, yo, Penis Pete, you're on Fraud Watch. Sony. We've got the paperwork. You're a fraud too. So you Sony pony niggas, I better see y'all on Twitter Spaces talking about this. This is crazy. How do you pay 3.6? We're just gonna round it up because it rounds up. How do you pay $4 billion for a company and don't think to look at their paperwork? You audit a company if you're gonna spend that much, because I want to know everything. What did you sell last quarter? What did you sell the quarter before that? What are your plans for next year? They said it's Bungie. We trust them. This is crazy. This is an L for Sony, bro. You open the books, bro, and you say, you know what? I like the way this company's moving. I like the games you guys are working on. There's something here. We're going to go with it. At least with Bethesda, Starfield wasn't that great. But at least with Bethesda, Starfield was one of the best-selling games of last year. Somebody bought it. This is crazy. Bungie had thousands of employees at one point, which has now been reduced to 850 following the latest rounds of cuts. The studio hasn't released anything outside of Destiny and its sequel over the last decade and has gone through high-profile splits with both Microsoft and Activision in the past. It's like, on one hand, it's like Penis Pete, he managed to finesse Sony, and this would have been a great finesse if they had like great sales, but ultimately Penis Pete ended up fucking everybody over. Now Sony is mad at you, but also the employees that lost their jobs. And this is why I say, stop getting mad at these developers. They have nothing to do with any of this. This is 100% Penis Pete's fault. You need to sell all them cars, them boats that you bought. Give those people a nice severance package. It's the damn suits, bruh. He pulled a finesse. How much did Penis Pete make last year? Let's see. Pete Parsons net worth. Look, see, there's articles. He spent $2.4 million on 25 cars in the last 2 years. Penis Pete, they on your ass. This is what I like to see. This is the Destiny Reddit. This is the first thing that came up, too. They on your ass, boy. 2 days ago. Let's see. Jim Ryan versus Pete Parsons net worth. Let's see. Where's Pete at? Where's Penis Pete at? Damn, we don't got no numbers on you, bro. According to that, Penis net worth is 700. So he's worth about $1 million. He's a millionaire. He's worth about $1 million. We don't know what his matter of fact, no, we know he's worth more than $1 million. You know why? Maybe he took in $700,000 in salary, but we got articles that say he spent $2.5 million on cars in the last 2 years. So you have at least a few million. He's a millionaire. He has millions in assets, because there's a difference, right, between having money in the bank and then having assets. He's a millionaire. He was not pushing P, chat. He was not pushing P. I hope the people at Bungie continue to find jobs. We definitely got to put that on the podcast notes. That's interesting. Plus, he's been with Bungie for 20 plus years. Also, yeah, he got money saved up. He got money in the bank. I didn't even know that. He keeps the figures down so the tax man stays away. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I tell y'all better start learning. So he's on fraud watch. Yeah, he's on fraud watch. And then the cowardice shit too is for those unaware, he locked his Twitter. He made his tweets protected so can't nobody at him. That's such cowardice behavior. That is such cowardice behavior. What is this? Bloomberg. Sony's Bungie faces reckoning after mass layoffs. This is the same shit I just read. I think this is the article that it was referencing. I think this is the same shit I just read. Yeah, shout out to Dami Glover with the sub. Appreciate it. I'm gonna save this one though, just to read this for later. For maybe because we're doing a podcast tomorrow. Regardless if that man never worked there, Bungie could never afford these employees regardless. Yeah, the sales weren't the best, but I mean that's the issue, that they lied to Sony. Basically what the article is insinuating is Sony would have never bought Bungie if they knew better. But then I can't be mad at the finesse at the same time, because it's like Sony didn't. You got to read the books when you're spending that much money. Like on a small scale of things, right? Look at it this way. Let's say you need to purchase a car, and you want to purchase a car secondhand. And when I say secondhand, not going to a lot, but buying from somebody in your neighborhood, somebody from the city over. You got it off Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or some shit. I don't know, whatever the kids are using. And you go to meet the person. And if you've ever bought a used car, what do? If you inspect the car, and if you're smart, you bring a third party mechanic, especially if you got like a buddy. But you get a mechanic, you bring them with you, and you say, look over this. Is there anything wrong with the engine, the tires, like whatever, what's going on with the interior? You look it over. You don't just go to the person and buy the car. That's on a small scale. Now, if you go to do that and you go to buy the car and you don't do a proper inspection, and then you drive away with it and it breaks down 20 minutes later, can you get mad at the seller? You got finesse. That's what happened to Sony on a larger scale. The difference is we're talking about a used car that might have cost you like $5,000 versus a company that was worth $4 billion. At least that's what they're evaluating. Still to this day, I've always argued, I don't know what the fuck made Sony think that Bungie was worth $4 billion. I don't get it, but Pete is a born scammer. He's a fucking scammer, dude. It's the decision making. It's the fact that he's living it up while firing employees and they suffer. Yeah, and then they release a statement. Oh, we know it's gonna be really hard. Like, how do you know? You're fine. Sony bought a lemon. They bought a lemon. This might be the finesse of the year. This is crazy. That literally happened to my aunt last month, but the car did seem like it was good. It happens. It happens, unfortunately. So you always, if you've never bought a used car, do that. And it can be kind of annoying. Like if you have a buddy who knows how to fix cars or you know an actual mechanic, then you can get the hookup. But if you don't, I'm gonna be honest. If you're buying a used car and you're meeting somebody in a lot, it's worth paying. If it's like an extra $100, pay somebody to come with you. Be like, look over the engine for me. It's worth it. You're welcome. Got to get the Carfax. Sony saw Microsoft buy all those companies and panicked. I think that's what it is too. Like Sony saw what Microsoft was doing and they felt like they needed to do something. It's almost like they leaned into the Twitter spaces, the console war. Like Sony and Microsoft love to sit on Twitter and say there's no console war. They tweet at each other and congratulate each other over things. But then it's like, yeah, it feels like you just watched Microsoft do something and you felt like you needed to do something or the Sony ponies were going to get mad at you. And you ended up overpaying. I mean, it was our speculation. Like, why the fuck did you pay $4 billion for Bungie? What have they done recently? Like, Destiny's cool. At least with Bethesda, like, I halfway understand it in Activision because they have a laundry list of IPs that you get. You paid $4 billion for Destiny? And then you hope they make another game? That doesn't make any sense to me. With Activision, you get Call of Duty, Spyro the Dragon, Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Overwatch, Diablo. Like, that purchase made sense. For Destiny, they don't even have Halo anymore. I might have let that slide if Bungie still owned Halo. Like, that would have been a power move. Halo's coming to fucking PlayStation, and then you get Destiny, and then you got Marathon coming. Okay, now we're working with something here. But Destiny? It's a very niche game. Like, I don't know. Bungie's HQ is in Bellevue, Washington, one of the most expensive places to live in. Yo, shout out to Lowe's Def with the sub. So yeah, now it looks like you just made a desperate move to try to match. Yo, Sony tried to go band for band with Microsoft. They tried to go band for band with Microsoft, and you ended up getting finessed. That's fucking funny, dude. That's fucking funny. Oh shit. Don't worry though, PlayStation Nation. You guys got C as E's. You guys got C as E's. This is what happens when I was a kid. My parents used to refer to it as keeping up with the Joneses. This is what happens when you basically go broke trying to look rich. Evaluate the companies before you buy them. Other articles we got. Let's see. Speaking of Blizzard, because you're talking about them, Blizzard has reportedly set up a smaller team to create AA games based on its franchises. I saved this one because I like this headline. One of the biggest issues plaguing the gaming space, the industry, is it's imploding. Capitalism, the worst parts of capitalism have seeped into the gaming industry. And it's this ideology that there's just this infinite growth. There are only 8 to 9 billion people on Earth. And of those people, only a certain amount of them are gamers. And then of those people, only a certain amount of those gamers are going to be interested in your game. Because keep in mind, just because somebody plays 2K does not mean they're going to play Mass Effect. Matter of fact, I posted a video on my TikTok and in my IG Reels, and I was talking about various different things. And somebody had posted, I was talking about why 2K dudes, I was talking about this on stream, why some 2K dudes can't afford other games, and it's because they spent $100,000 on VC. And somebody reposted that to their IG story with the caption, "I ain't buying none of them goofy ass alien Harry Potter ass games." And like, it made me laugh. It didn't make me mad. But he was just like super against single player games. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that are like that. I remember there was a content creator that called me a cornball because I played Dragon Ball Z and Zelda. There's a lot of people that think that way. They are not going to play your game. So you have to be mindful of that. The industry is imploding. And then it was exacerbated by COVID. When COVID happened, everybody was doing COVID numbers. Everybody was doing Jordan numbers when COVID happened. From the publishers to the creators. Freaking. And what happened is they thought because so many people were playing their games, so many people were creating content on their games, that shit was never going to stop. No. This is how stupid these suits are and how they're just driven by money. No. Everybody was locked in the house, bored. So everybody was watching movies, playing games, watching content creators. And they thought because their money was up, it was just a peak year. Instead of looking at it as we had a good year, we went to the All-Star game, they looked at it as we are now LeBron James, we are now Michael Jordan. Like, nobody. You're Paul Pierce. No disrespect. Maybe not Paul Pierce. You're Trae Young. No disrespect to Paul. I don't know why I said Paul Pierce. You're Trae Young. You're Trae Young. Okay. Jeff Teague, Joe Johnson. Okay. Oh shit. Anyways, Jordan Poole. Fuck no. So one of the solutions I've been saying is the industry is imploding because we're spending way too. Who told y'all we need? Like Bungie's a great example. Who told y'all needed to spend $500 million on the development of Destiny 2? Also, what was in that game that cost that much money is what I want to know. Because it's not that innovative, if we're being honest. It's a lot of games like that they got a budget of $200 million. And when your budget's that high, that means if your budget was $200 million, that means you need to make $200 million to break even. That's not a profit. The profit does not begin until after you recoup what you spent. That's why a lot of rappers go broke. They get a front from the label. They get excited. They get $1 million front to produce their album. They buy a bunch of chains and shit. Their album sells 5,000 copies. They're doing shows at SeaWorld and Starbucks just to get by. So the solution is make smaller games. I literally said yesterday, make more games like It Takes Two. One of my favorite games of the last 10 years. It Takes Two. We need more of these and less Destiny 2s. Because then what happens is it gives more creative freedom, less stress to recoup your money. And oh, by the way, if you spend less during game development and it pops off, you're going to make a shit ton more money. You're going to make a shit ton more money. Hi-Fi Rush, a more recent example. Although Tango still got shut down, but I think it's Microsoft being an assholes. More expend. Yeah, it'll give you more expend. It gives more creativity and it gives you a bigger chance to make more money. Anyways, Activision and Microsoft have reportedly approved the creation of the new smaller team within Blizzard Entertainment, mostly comprised of employees from Activision's mobile-focused King division to develop new AA games based on existing Blizzard properties. That's according to Windows Central's Jez Corden, whose sources say the initial reflects an eagerness at Microsoft to explore and experiment. That's good. With smaller teams within larger organizations in response to the monstrosity ballooning costs of AAA games. You also know another reason why smaller dev teams is good. Not only does it cut down on costs and it leads to more experimentation, but there's less cooks in the kitchen. If you know when you at the barbecue, the Thanksgiving dinner, it's your grandma and maybe one or two your mom and your aunt in the kitchen. Once all 10 of your aunts is in the kitchen, all hell break loose. 5 of your uncles drinking. All hell breaks fucking loose. Now they arguing because they can't decide how to make the fucking mac and cheese. And then you got to listen to it. You thought you were going to have a nice family reunion. So when there's less cooks in the kitchen, you're quicker to get to a direction, basically. Your analogies be killing me, dog. Hey, I'm being real. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all never seen y'all aunties argue over who gonna make the mac and cheese? That shit is awful. It's like World War III in your house. Now they beefing. Now they fighting. It is always over the mac and cheese. It's always over the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese or the greens. At least in a black household. I don't know how it works in other. I can't speak on that. Because here on this stream, we speak on what we know. That's why I come across as halfway intelligent. Oh yeah, the potato salad too. Those are the number 3s. And then on the men's side, for black families, on the men's side, the argument becomes who's gonna grill. It's probably your daddy. 3, 4 uncles. I'm the better grill. I know how to marinate the meats and shit like that. Now niggas is fighting because they can't agree on who gonna be on the fucking grill. It's too many goddamn cooks. You don't want that shit. It leads to a disaster. Real talk, people be getting shot over spades. Nobody, speak on your own family. Nobody in my house in my family has been shot over spades. There's some arguments, but nobody's pulled a pistol. I don't know about all that. That's your house. That's your experience. It gets a little heated, but I don't know about shootings. Corden notes Microsoft has seen success with the likes of Sea of Thieves and Grounded, both built by small teams, and of course 2023's Hi-Fi Rush created by a small team, even though they laid them all off. But what the fuck? And if you're wondering why Microsoft closed Tango Gameworks in May, if the studio has already been demonstrated success using a development approach where they're looking to adopt further, Corden claims Microsoft did see Tango as fitting its new strategy, but its geographical location made inter-studio collaboration logistically difficult. I wonder if that's cap or not. Translation, their studio was too far away from the rest of our studios and it made it hard to collab. Because I would imagine game development over Zoom is rough, but I don't know, is that true or not? I don't know. That sounds like a little cap to me. Back to Blizzard's new team, Corden says it's geared up for agility, eschewing some of the bureaucratic bloat of larger teams. But as to what it'll be working on specifically, that remains unclear. The goal, though, is reportedly to create smaller scale, lower budget titles built around Blizzard's existing franchises, which could potentially mean anything from current hits like Overwatch to long dormant series such as StarCraft. Another reason smaller teams and smaller games are good, when you cut down on cost, that means there's more money for marketing. Literally, there was an article that just came out last week that we read on the stream about how Microsoft was saying, I think it was Matt Booty, was saying one of the reasons why some of our new IPs are struggling is there was no budget for marketing. And I'm thinking, it's like, okay, well, that's your fault. Who told you to make a $100 million game? Yo, shout out to Saint Crow with the sub. Appreciate it. But we get the gist of it. Shout out to Booty. We get the fucking gist of it. So they removed Tango so they can do games themselves? Like, what? My thing is like, and this is why I call cap on it. If the main reason you shut down Tango Gameworks after the success of Hi-Fi Rush was because of logistics, the studio was too far from the rest of the other studios to collab, why not offer them a package to move the studio over to the West Coast or wherever you needed them to be? You got the money for it. Why wouldn't you want to keep the teams, and even if it's not under Tango Works, like offer them jobs to come work on teams that are closer to the teams you have? I was like, that's why I call a cap on that shit. Like, why buy the studio if you're just gonna shut it down right away? You should have gave a relocation package. And I know that's a thing because when I first moved to when I first moved to LA, I got a relocation package because remember I was in Florida and I was super hesitant to join G4. I was the last host to join, to sign on board. It was just like a lot of questions. They were giving very vague answers. And then also like it was picking my life up because I had only been in Florida for 2 years and then moving again across the nation. But they gave me a nice package. They paid for all my shit. You said ill Florida. I was living like a king in Florida and the weather was nice. So I don't like Miami, but Orlando was a cool city. I liked Orlando. Had good food culture, had a lot of things to do. So I know that's a thing with these corporations. They'll do it if they fuck with you heavy. They could have opened Tango Studio in the States. I'm saying. You said, okay, Orlando's good. Yeah, I lived in Orlando. Tampa's pretty good. I don't know. You saw what happened to Julio Fulio. I don't know, man. I live here and it's cool for the most part. I liked it. They had a nice outlet mall. So if you like sneaker shopping, you can get it for the good money. Nothing good in Miami but Coke and BBLs. Julio was in Jacksonville, wasn't he? No, he got killed in Tampa. He's from Jacksonville. That's what makes it. That's why they about to throw the book up. They about to, them Young and Ace niggas. I don't know if y'all saw the news report. They said we know Young and Ace's gang was involved. They probably about to get hit with a RICO because it was premeditated murder, and that's the worst kind when you plan it out versus like self-defense. He was posting on his IG story, and that's where he fucked up, unfortunately, that he was having a birthday party in Tampa, and they followed him from Jacksonville to Tampa. How far is that? Jacksonville to Tampa drive. I think it's a 3-hour drive. These niggas drove 3 hours to get they get back. Oh, they're gonna get the book thrown at them. But and the worst part is it was on his birthday. I get he was like a drill rapper, but it was on his birthday. They finna get got. Don't be surprised if another RICO case hits Florida. Unfortunately, RIP. We got some gameplay from the new Dynasty Warriors. Let's see if it's just slashing up a bunch of people. The hotel shooting looked like a movie. I saw it. I'm not gonna play it on stream because I don't know what the rules are, the TOS. But look at it. If you haven't seen it, look up the footage. They have them niggas is going to jail. They have actual footage of the shooting of Julio Fulio. It's because they did the shooting in the parking lot of a hotel, and it was recorded in 4K by somebody's Tesla. That shit looked like a fucking movie. Y'all bet. That's what I'm saying. Being a criminal this day and age, I know it's rough out here, but it's fucking stupid. Because let me tell you something. Cameras in cars, it's gonna become a thing. Every car is gonna have them in the next 10 years. You better stop. Got caught by Elon. Yeah. I seen a video of academics. He's like, I knew it had cameras, but he's like, I didn't know they had cameras like that. Yeah. I have an old Tesla. Mine is a 2018. Mine has 8 cameras on it. They're all around the car. It has something called, and it's because Tesla, a lot of people may not know this because Tesla doesn't advertise. It has something called Sentry Mode that's on all the time. You touch my fucking car, I know who you are. You could put a external hard drive, put a little terabyte in that bitch. You could record everything. You said 8 cameras? Yeah, it's literally on every angle. I know when I'm too close to it. Parking is so easy. I know when I'm too close to another car because they're on the sides as well. It'll start beep, 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 beep. It'll tell you when to stop. But yeah, also, you could plug a thumb drive in there. That bitch is always recording when you park. It's going to become a thing in every car at some point. You said, I'm watching this shit now. That shit is like, it's like, God damn, lock them niggas up. It puts things in perspective too. I know this has nothing to do with gaming, going on a tangent, but it puts things in perspective. And like that video is an exact example of why I will never co-sign the drill shit. Like, I don't like it. That shit is demonic. I'm like, bro, like when you actually see it, like, bro, this is what they be rapping about, bro. Fuck that shit. Yo, shout out to Shoker with the sub. Appreciate it. Dynasty Warriors, though. Let's get back to this gaming shit. What we got?
皆さんこんにちは。新三国無双オリジンズのプロデューサーのショウです。
I just want to see some gameplay.
26日にチャイナジョイで公開について語られます。
Pure negativity. Is Dynasty Warriors back?
に入る前にどのように戦うかをイメージ。
We're winning battle. It'd be good to play and strategize. What? In Dynasty Warriors? We play Dynasty Warriors to knock motherfuckers' heads off. Get to it. This time we got 100,000 people on the screen. Why does footage look like this? Music's fire.
ここは敵の拠点で敵の武将や兵士を倒すことで制圧して奪取する。
I just saw the video. That's crazy. It's true 4K. Oh yeah, you can see everybody's face. They getting locked up. As I said, being a criminal is dumb right now.
本作ではガードや回避、そして弾き返しといったアクションも重要になります。敵の武将の攻撃をうまく。
Wait, are they borrowing like Souls-like elements? Did y'all see that? Like he had to actually dodge. What the fuck? In this game, guarding and evading as well as parrying actions are quite important. Oh wow, they are switching it. You might have to actually try a little bit.
敵の武将の攻撃をうまく回避しましたね。
Yeah, like Wulong.
そしてとどめと。
Like this is actual mechanics, yeah. This is a good game. You come home from work and just kill 1,000 people. Take your stress out on it.
これは拠点を制圧したところですね。
This game is a guilty pleasure. The Tesla car gonna be in the courtroom testifying. It really is too. There he is, Your Honor.
門が開いたので味方の軍団が共に攻め上がってくれています。
Lu Bu's about to be fighting like an Elden Ring boss. Well, I mean that already exists in Wulong. Lu Bu's like the big fight in that game.
いやー頼もしいですね。味方の兵士がいっぱい進軍していますね。
Yo, how many people on screen is crazy. Look at the advancement of technology, bro. It used to be like only 10 people on screen. And none of them have any AI besides run forward. This is not coming to PS4. It's too many NPCs on screen.
これは味方である袁紹が敵の大軍団を前に突撃を仕掛けるところです。本作は敵も味方も大軍団の存在がとても重要です。
Yeah, I saw Skip is leaving FS1. Today was his last day. I put it in the group chat. I was like, I'm not surprised. I watched it yesterday. He looked very tired on the show. Like, he looks like he's just over it. I think he's just accepted that when Shannon left, that shit was an L. He tweeted that he's moving on and he has some other projects that he's excited for. I was surprised he said that because, like, if you watch the show, he genuinely just looks tired. I thought he was going to retire because he is like 70, isn't he?
味方の兵士を豪快に吹き飛ばしているのは敵の武将カユウです。
That's cool, like the animations. I'm not gonna lie, I might cop this.
大軍団は戦意がとても高く、武将も兵士も強いため、味方と共に戦う
This shit is just a power fantasy.
鍵になります。
You have to actually deflect.
敵の戦意が下がったのでチャンスです。主人公をがっつり成長させていれば一人で突出して戦うこともあるかもしれませんが、アクションの腕によほどの自信がなければ味方と共に戦うことをお勧めします。
Is this coming to Game Pass? Well, I mean, this shit is in Chinese. We don't even know when it's coming out to the West. But this would be a good Game Pass game. I wouldn't be mad if it did. Respect the love, but I hate Dynasty Warriors. I don't love it. It's like a guilty. I don't buy every. I buy Dynasty Warriors like once every 3 games or something like that. I'm not buying it because it's not historically accurate. I'm starting a petition. right. This is not how it actually went down in China, bro. What the fuck? Speaking of going down, you can officially download Valorant on console now. I don't know why you would. Fuck this game, but it's just CSGO with fireballs. But it's now available US, Canada, Europe, Japan, and Brazil. It's been in beta for a while, but it's now playable. Spectre's coming, though. Did you peep this? No, what's this? Nothing else to say other than it's available. What kind of music do you want to hear when you play Skate? Let's see.
Of course, there's no skate without music. Music has always been such an integral part of skateboarding culture, from getting you in the zone to bringing groups of people together for a shared experience. So we're curating a soundtrack we think you're going to love, and one that won't remain static and you'll get bored of in a few months, but will keep evolving over time and shaping that based on how you all listen to the music in the game. And it's not just about the music you hear on headphones.
You said R&B. I feel like you joking, but I would listen to R&B while skating. I listen to R&B while I'm lifting. Like some Sade, I listen to that
Sandband to be a music discovery where you can come and discover new artists or new genres just by skating around the city, bringing
some Giveon
to life with their own distinct sound.
Hitting a nice board slide while listening to what like I want you.
Can really feel at home and as if they belong. And of course, audio is not just about music. Skateboarding is such a physical, visceral, tactile thing. We really want to convey that feel of you being in contact with the board, in contact with the thing you're skating on.
Bobby Brown, you know it.
We want to pull you out of that comfy sofa and really scrape you down the sidewalk.
So who on the playlist?
Don't need stitches after it. Of course, there's no skate without music.
Are they asking for suggestions? Because he said a dynamic playlist. Are they asking for suggestions? Let me see. Get my boy C-A9 on the soundtrack. I don't even know how to spell that. Expeditiously. I don't even know how to spell that shit. How you spell expeditiously, Chad? I can't spell. Just say get him on the soundtrack. Oh, good luck. I'm gonna copy paste that shit. Shout out to T.I. Expeditiously. What was the name of his latest joint? What was it? West Side? Let's see, West Side. Anonymous. Gotta get a picture of that shit. Oh, there we go. This fucking ashy ass picture. Pictures perform better, guys. Damn, I gotta log in. Let me just get the link, bro. Let me get the link. Copy link. Is that it? I think that's it. It is. Nice. All right, let's see. Download IG pic. What up, Palin? Shout out to the right click. See, download that joint. We got it right there. Can't nobody say I ain't doing my part. Can't nobody say I ain't doing my part. On the, let's see, skate expeditiously. Boom. I'm gonna retweet that shit. Go like that shit. W shout out. That's content creation right there. There you go. Go like that shit. What else news I got for ya? Oh, Phantom Blade Zero, a rumor, and this is a rumor, by the way. It's in the Gaming and Leaks rumor Reddit. What's the name? Phantom Blade Zero, which is that new action game with some Souls-like elements in it. It's rumored to be coming in 2026, according to this video. Go to the 739 mark, he says.
Own approach where the open world is single player, but there are these instanced areas that you can also play through with other people. 60 FPS on PS5, but the bad news is that they plan to launch it in fall 2026. So it's still a long ways away, sadly.
I guess the developer leaked the info to him. Take it with a grain of salt. Is this guy reputable? Joe the Rapper? If you had to pick between Apple Music and Spotify for music streaming, what would you choose? Spotify, because I don't have any experience with Apple. I can't speak on it. Raptor is solid. All right, I'm gonna still take it with a grain of salt.